The voicing assistant modes window or drop-down menu is an incredibly powerful menu that will allow you to change the behavior, the way that the script interprets what you're playing and the sounds that it gives you. We'll go back to the main window and let's choose, I want to choose a mellow patch. We'll do some jazzy Sinatra type stuff, which is actually something that I find a lot of other horn simulators and horn patches are pretty weak on. We'll take a listen to Polyphonic first. Polyphonic, straight up, pretty simple to understand. It's a polyphonic synth sound. You can just use the horns as you like. All four are playing in their respective ranges. It'll give you just generally a pretty good, realistic sounding horn sound. Great for chords, great for riffs, works out really, really well. Really nice sounding. But there's a lot more to this menu than we know. We'll take a look at the Smart Voice Split. Smart Voice Split will now split up the chord as I'm playing it and interpret it where it belongs for each instrument. If I start playing a single note, and then I split it to two notes, you're not hearing both instruments playing both of those notes. You're actually hearing one instrument playing the lower and one playing the upper. And as I add more, you can hear them existing in their own areas. So instead of hearing all three of those instruments down in that low area, you'll hear just that one instrument. Now, it takes a little practice to get used to it because as it's doing it, it's making its best guesses as to which instrument it should be on, but it's really worth it when you get to the end of it. If you need to do classically scored or brass quartet type stuff, you can get some really realistic sounds. And as you hear, occasionally it might interpret one in the wrong section, so you might have to revoice it. But it's really, really amazing. And you can have a lot of fun trying to create some really realistic brass sounds with that. Underneath it, we've got legato, which will trigger legato samples. This works really well when you're doing a single horn, but even if you've got the entire section up, the legato mode is not just monophonic, it's using legato samples. You'll hear the valves clicking, you'll hear the horn shifting up to the next note. It's a really, really cool little tool if you need to make some melodies. If you want to have chords and still use that legato sample triggering, as long as you can keep your legato melody out of the chords area, they have this special chords plus legato mode. So I can play a chord at the bottom and get a legato melody up top. As you can see, those two instruments will not interfere with each other. You can use the chords and the legato happening together. Finally, there's the animator, which we'll look at on its own coming up next. It's a very powerful tool that will take us a little bit of an in-depth look to get a good understanding of it.